Hello again, fellow BeachBum traders. Thank you for joining us for part 2 of our weekly trading game plan for the trading week of February 3rd through February 7th. We're in part 2 of our weekly trading game plan. We'll be selecting our top swing trading stocks to watch, stocks in our bullpen, stocks in our shopping list, and we'll also talk about how we can use dividend payers and several option strategies to generate income while we wait for our swing trading stocks to set up. So let's get started. So here's our notes Google document for part 2 of our weekly trading game plan for the trading week of February 3rd to February 7th. Again, we keep our notes in publicly accessible Google documents. Our notes documents contain links to bonus videos to the tools and resources we use to trade our top swing trading stocks to watch, etc. You can find a direct link to this Google document in the description box below. If you have not already seen part 1 of our weekly trading game plan for this trading week, titled the January Barometer Prediction for the Stock Market in 2025, we would highly recommend you also view part 1, as that contains our market analysis, our trading strategies, trade ideas for this trading week. We keep all of our weekly trading game plan notes documents in a publicly accessible Google Drive folder, so you can refer back to the notes documents for part 1 as well as previous weekly trading game plan notes, and you can find a direct link to that Google Drive folder in the description box below. Welcome Fairchild, RT, Gerald Fitz, thank you all for joining us today. Hope you all are doing well. So firstly, we'll go over our trade updates for this week, and we'll look at the charts in Webull. So our main trade for this week was on NVDY. NVDY is the yield max monthly dividend payer on NVIDIA. We went long on NVDY on the 29th, right before it was going to go ex-dividend again on the 30th. So it started to go up. We had that big dip in NVIDIA due to the DeepSeek AI announcement. So several days of significant declines in NVIDIA. So I looked at NVDY, looked attractive, found out the next ex-dividend date was going to be the 30th. It looked like it was starting to go up a little bit after hours on the 29th. So I jumped in at 1971. They then declared a dividend of about 83 cents. So that set our cost basis down to about 1888. It did start to recover on Friday, was pulling up, and then promptly got trumped with the announcement of the Trump tariffs. So I got stopped out for break even at 1888 on Friday, again, when it got trumped on the announcement of those Trump tariffs. So congratulations to all of our fellow BeachBum traders who profited from this swing or scalp trade on NVDY. And as you'll see, we're going to take another shot at it this week, and now we've got almost a whole month before the next ex-dividend date. We've done several videos on our thesis on NVDY and the yield max ETFs, and you can access those discussions via the links to the videos in our notes. Just a quick reminder, although I don't ever recommend anyone blindly follow us into or out of trades, and none of our content should be considered financial advice. We're not financial advisors. All of our content is for education and entertainment purposes only. But if it would help you make money trading, help you succeed in your trading career, to see when we enter or exit a trade, you can get real-time notification of our entries and exits and trades by joining our Patreon. We also have several additional channels with additional types of alerts in our Discord that I'll show you briefly in a second. And we have a bonus video that you can take a look at as to how you can best use our trade alerts to help you make money trading, help you succeed in your trading career, that you can access via the link in the notes. Welcome, Easy Mike, Ricky Khan, Fairchild. If I missed you earlier, thank you all for joining us today. So just very quickly, we'll take a look at our alerts channels in the Discord. So firstly, I have a Thinkorswim TOS alerts channel in the Discord. I set up price alerts in Thinkorswim. When those get triggered, they get automatically posted to the Thinkorswim channel in our Discord, so we can see when ARK-K broke its 52-week high. We can see when we got stopped out of NVDY. And we've got ULTY made a 52-week low, hit a stop, etc. So again, if I follow up one of those Thinkorswim price alerts with an actual trade, then I'll reply in the Thinkorswim channel, like when we went long on BDRY. If it's a trade not directly related to a Thinkorswim trade alert, then I would post that in the trade alerts channel in our Discord. So when we initially went long on NVDY and then got stopped out on NVDY, I post that in the trade alerts channel. We also have a channel of real-time alerts that are generated by our automated systems when stocks are moving up, breaking out near support, price target, etc. You can hear more about those real-time generated alerts via the link to the video in the notes. And again, you can also get access to these real-time alerts by joining our Patreon. So another great resource for shorter-term traders, day traders, scalpers, momentum traders, etc. You can see sector rotations, shifts in sentiment, reversals in the market. So we see UNG, natural gas moving up, Treasury, 20-year Treasury, TLT moving up, SLP breaking out. So again, another great resource for shorter term traders as well as swing traders, and you can get access also to those real-time alerts by joining our Patreon. So if we look at our NVDY trade real quickly, you can see I got in on the 29th, right before it went ex-dividend on the 30th. So again, it was starting to move up a little bit in after hours. It was going to go ex-dividend at 4 a.m. on the next morning. So I wanted to get in to collect that dividend for January. Then it went ex-dividend, so you get the dip due to the ex-dividend. And then it started to trend back up on Friday. And then again, it got trumped. And with the announcement of the Trump tariffs, broke my stop, and it looks like it's headed back down. So again, we'll take another shot at NVDY sometime in the next month, assuming it finds a new bottom. You can see the low was 1811 pre-market on the 28th. So we'll see if that holds as a support level going forward. Welcome, RT. Thank you for joining us. Hope you're doing well. Okay, next we'll take a look at our top swing trading stocks to watch list. Grab a quick drink. We'll go over the updates to our top swing trading stocks to watch list, look at the charts in Webull, and look at them in our watch list Google Sheet. Just a quick reminder, you can still get 20 free fractional shares of stock by opening and funding an account with as little as $500 in Webull. Each of these fractional shares worth $3,000 to $3,000. If you use our affiliate link in the description box below, you can get all your free fractional shares of stock, any other promotions they might be offering at this time, and also help support our BeachBum trading community, all of which we greatly appreciate. So again, here's our updates to our top swing trading stocks to watch list for this week. Again, just another reminder, you can now trade 24 hours a day, 5 days a week on Webull, and you can get more information about overnight trading on Webull via the link to the video in the notes, and the discussion topic in our Discord also linked in the notes. So our first stock in our top swing trading stocks to watch remains APLY. So I thought we might get a dip on Apple's earnings. It was better than feared. So APLY did go up a little bit, got a little bit of a dip on that Trump tariff announcement. So we'll see if we can get a dip in APLY. Again, this is the monthly yield max monthly dividend payer on Apple. Its next ex-dividend date is the 13th, so we've got a couple weeks before the ex-dividend date on APLY. Last dividend on APLY was about 28 cents. You could hear our thesis on discussions, previous discussions, analysis on APLY via the links to the videos in the notes. Going to take BDRY out of our top swing trading stocks to watch list as it has already swung back up. We're still long BDRY. We went long BDRY on the 22nd. I have a stop, probably a break-even stop, and we'll be manually trailing BDRY with that stop. Take our profit as it swings back up, hopefully. Again, you can hear our previous discussions, our thesis on BDRY, dry bulk shipping ETF, via the link to the video in the notes. So hopefully some of you were able to get in even cheaper than we got into BDRY and are now in a nice profit. Again, we talked about NVDY and NVDY. We'll try to get another shot at that, see when it finds a bottom again. The other one I recently added to our watch list is SARK. SARK is the short on ARK-K. So we want to watch for a top or resistance point in ARK-K. You can see it made a new 52-week high. We saw that in our alerts. So it made a new 52-week high on Friday. It looks like 63.61. So I did get that update. So whenever ARK-K peaks out and rolls over, we'll look at shorting ARK-K with SARK. ARK-K did dump again on that Trump announcement of tariffs. So congratulations to any of our BeachBum traders who happen to be watching and caught that dump in ARK-K on the tariff announcement. Good morning, The Crow. Thank you for joining us. Hope you're doing well. Did you catch that ARK-K dump on Friday using SARK? So Crow is one of a good resource for finding entry points in SARK, good nimble trader. So just a quick reminder, now you can also watch our top swing trading stocks to watch, as well as our bullpen stocks, shopping list stocks, etc. in our watch list Google Sheet. Watch list Google Sheet gets automatically updated, refreshed at the end of each day. And you can get 24/7 access to our watch list Google Sheet also by joining our Patreon. Again, a great way to watch our top swing trading stocks to watch, etc. bullpen stocks. If I do make a change to our watch list after that watch list Google Sheet is generated, I will post those updates in the stocks watch list channel of our Discord that we'll take a look at. So it's also available to our Patreon members. So you can see when I added NVDY to our watch list on the 27th. We updated some puts, added SARK on the 23rd. I'll post those updates to the stock watch list updates channel in our Discord. Also got a series of videos on how you can use our watch list Google Sheet to watch our top swing trading stocks to watch, etc. Explanations of the PE and ATR and how you can use those, as well as how you can use the buy at, sell at, support and resistance price targets in our watch list Google Sheet. So here's our watch list Google Sheet with our top swing trading stocks to watch. So you can see our price targets, buy at, sell at, current pricing information from the Google Finance functions, the risk reward profiles. You can see if they have earnings, also their ex-dividend dates, whether they're optionable, their last paid dividend, also PE and ATR. PE if it's applicable, ATR, so for setting your stops, setting your profit targets, etc. Okay, so here's our top swing trading stocks to watch in Webull. So here's APLY. Again, kind of missed the previous bottom on APLY. Kind of thought we might get a dip on their earnings, which I believe was on the 30th or so. It went up. Again, their earnings were better than feared. And again, it did roll over on that Trump tariff announcement. So we'll see if it heads back down. Again, we've got a couple weeks on APLY before it goes ex-dividend. So we'll see if it comes back near that support level, if we can get in again on APLY. Again, we use ARK-K for the trigger in SARK. So there it made a new high 64.73 pre-market. So I can update that in the notes. So 64.73 pre-market. Again, just a note, thinkorswim alerts don't trigger in pre-market or after hours. So that's one of the reasons I have my automated system as well. I see the Crow said he didn't catch that dip on SARK. I think there's still more potential downside. We might see ARK continue down. So not too bad of a chase if it continues down. I think there's still plenty of upside to be had in SARK. Talked about NVDY. So let's look at our bullpen stocks as well. So if you're new to our community, the concept of the bullpen stocks are ones that might not have the technical setup right now to warrant inclusion in our top swing trading stocks to watch, but I've identified that they may in the near future. So we put them in the bullpen. If their setup improves, then we put them in the game, move them up to our top swing trading stocks to watch list. If they break down or run away, then we just take them out of the bullpen and we can revisit them in the future. First one in our bullpen is Medifast. We've been watching Medifast pretty much since the beginning of the year. It's an obesity related stock. It hasn't really popped up too much. You can hear our previous discussion, our thesis on Medifast. There'll be the link to the bonus video in the notes. METC, coking coal, rare earth elements stock. Again, part of our Trump 2.0 thesis. You can hear more discussions on what we like about METC, Ramaco Resources Inc. Via the link to the bonus video in the notes. Papa John's Pizza. So again, one we've been watching for a little while. It did pop up a little bit. Looks like maybe it'll roll over. It was a double bottom in FinViz early in January. So we added it to our database, dividend payers, puts, etc. You can hear more about our thesis on pizza from Papa John's via the link to the bonus video in the notes. Tatron components, again, low float, somewhat a liquid stock we've had in our bullpen for a while. It kind of chops around, again, pretty low float. They did declare a dividend for the 14th of 5 cents, so not a sizable dividend, but if for your information, they are going to go ex-dividend on their quarterly dividend on the 14th. Again, we've done several discussions, several due diligence videos on Tate, and you can access those via the links in the notes. Again, you can also watch our bullpen stocks in near real time in the bullpen sheet of our Watchlist Google Sheet, so you can see our price targets, risk reward profiles, dividend information, optionality information, again, PEs. So if you're looking for ones that are cheaper, more value stocks than others, and also their ATRs as well. If we quickly look at those charts in Webull, MED, Medifast, again, been pretty flat, just kind of choppy all year, hasn't really gotten much momentum, even though they did announce some GLP-1 news. Again, it's just kind of chopping around pretty flat, so we'll see if we can catch a dip. We're also looking at selling puts on MED. I've sold some puts, see if those expire worthless or if I get assigned at 15. METC, again, coking coal, rare earth elements, did pop up a little bit. Looks like it might be coming back down. So we'll see if we can get an entry point somewhere near that support level, 889 or so. Again, I think this potential positive catalyst with Trump mentioning coal and also US-based rare earth elements. In Papa John's, we were watching it, had been downtrending for a long time, then it bounced up, been trading laterally for a while. Looks like that pivot point, 38.30 or so, is a pretty stable support level. We'll see if we can get a little bit cheaper if the markets rotate down, or consumer cyclicals, etc., rotate down. We can get an entry in pizza. Get another one we might be able to sell puts on as well. Again, Tatron, Tate, pretty illiquid, low float, chops around a lot. So we see it bounced, had a significant range right on close on the 30th. So again, not one I may be too choppy for me to trade, but it's got decent upside. So if you want to take a shot at that, if you're better at trading low float illiquid stocks, you might be interested in Tatron. Again, it will be paying a small dividend mid February. So I hope that all helps. We'll see if we have time to cover any of our honorable mention stocks. I probably will try to do some due diligence on NBIS, Nebius Group. This popped up as a potential opportunity to sell puts on in the option seller ROI tool that we use. So we added it to the puts ROIC Google Sheet this week. So hopefully we'll have some time to do some due diligence on NBIS. But some of these others you might take a look at might be of interest to you. And as we have time, we'll do more due diligence on some of the honorable mentions. I'll grab a drink and we'll talk about our shopping list. Okay, again, we always recommend that you have your shopping list ready of stocks that you want to buy on any irrational dips in the market, like we saw with the DeepSeek AI news on Monday and then the Trump tariff news on Friday. So it's great if you have your shopping list ready, be able to take advantage of those types of irrational reactions in the market, also irrational reactions to earnings. So again, have your shopping list ready so you can take advantage of those stocks when they become rationally cheap on those types of movements in the market. Again, just a reminder, none of our content should be considered financial advice. We're not financial advisors. All of our content is for education and hopefully have some entertainment purposes only. But we recommend you stay away from zombie stocks, zombie companies, zombie ETFs. Again, we had the January Federal Reserve interest rate decision and no change, and it doesn't look like we're going to get any further cuts anytime soon. So higher for longer, going to continue to put pressure on these zombie stocks, these zombie companies, and we'll probably see more bankruptcies, more offerings, more reverse splits, etc., due to the high cost of funds. So again, if you're concerned about the solvency of any money-losing company, be it bankruptcy or whether they'll have to do an offering or a reverse split, you can use our biotech due diligence Google Sheet to calculate their quarters cash flow positive and see how many quarters they're going to have cash before they're going to have to do an offering, reverse split, possibly go bankrupt, etc. and you can get access to that biotech due diligence Google Sheet by joining our Patreon. And you can now also see our shopping list in the shop list tab of our watch list Google Sheet. You can see some of the yield maxes that we've discussed and we're watching: APLY, NVDY, TSLY, etc. Some of the Mag 7s, Amazon, Meta, etc. MP Materials on rare earths, MSB on steel, some chips, Intel, Disney, also some REITs we watch. We're still long land. We also watch LTC, Stag, O, etc. Also, we've been watching wheat. So wheat is the long on wheat futures. So we had seen it popped up a little bit, pretty volatile. If and when it does come down, we go long wheat using wheat, WEAT. Oil, if oil continues to come down, we use USOI, a monthly dividend payer on oil. Watch uranium, URNM. So again, a variety of stocks in our shop list tabs. You can watch a variety of topics, commodities, etc. Using our watch list Google Sheet. Okay, next we'll talk about dividend payers. In addition to our swing trading stocks, we use dividend payers to generate regular income using, again, dividend payers. We use our dividend payers Google Sheet to identify stocks with the yield, the total return, the risk reward profile that we like. And again, you can do likewise, create your schedule of dividend payers using our dividend payers Google Sheet by joining our Patreon. So let me grab a quick drink and we'll talk about some updates to our dividend payers Google Sheet. Try to keep an eye on the chat. If there's a particular dividend payer y'all want to take a look at in our dividend payers Google Sheet, please throw those tickers up in the chat and we'll try to take a look at those. But firstly, I wanted to go over some updates. So I've added a yield max sheet. So now you can see the second sheet in our dividend payers Google Sheet is a yield max sheet. So I've moved, copied the yield max stocks that we previously had in our ad sheet. So they're still there. This yield max sheet's currently under construction. So I'm in the process of also automating the update of that yield max sheet. But then we'll have a sheet where we can see the returns, the total return, the risk reward profiles, etc. of the yield maxes in their own sheet. So right now you can see there's information that needs to be collected and filled in. That data will probably be collected on Monday, and then we'll see if I can get those automated updates running and tested by close of business on Monday, but sometime hopefully next week. They'll all be auto updating the yield max sheet. See, most of the yield maxes have a negative total return, but we do have a few that have a positive total return. So like APLY, which you saw we're watching, NVDY, TSLY, etc. So this will make it much easier for us to identify some of the yield maxes that have a positive total return over 5% threshold and also are near to their support level. So you can see the highlighting. It's using the same highlighting as we had in all of our sheets. So again, hopefully that'll be automatically updating early this week. So keep an eye on our dividend payers Google Sheet, the Yield Max tab. And just a quick reminder, you can access the distribution schedule for the Yield Max ETFs via the link in the references section. So Nextly, I've got a couple additions to our main sheet. The first one is one that RT mentioned in the live chat of last week's part 2. So I want to take a look at SCHG. So we'll go to the main sheet and do a search for SCHG. So here's SCHG. We can see it's got a nice positive total return, about almost 26%. Not a lot of upside potential right now. Right now it's at 28, got support of up 22. So again, the risk reward profile, so more risk than rewards, so it's pretty high. I think this came up in our discussion and analysis last week of SCHD. So we can look at it very quickly in FinViz. So again, you can access your FinViz profiles via the link in the notes. So here's SCHG, Schwab US Large Cap Growth ETF. See, it's been on a nice upward trend for quite some time. Did have a dip in August, so that August dip, nice buy the dip opportunity. Been steadily trending up since then. If we look longer term, again, nice steady uptrend for a long time. So again, very nice positive total return. Looks like it's above that short-term moving average, longer-term moving average trending up. So very nice upward trend. And again, very high right now, but if you think that trend will continue, SCHG, again, with that nice 28% total return, might be one you want to buy and hold for a while. Granted, it's sensitive to the U.S. large cap growth stocks. So if we look at the composition, it's Apple, Microsoft, NVIDIA, so they're very sensitive to the Mag 7s. Tesla, Broadcom, so very heavy with the Mag 7s. So negative on the large cap growth, although again, we're past most of the Magnificent Seven earnings. It was not bad. So nobody really tanked, although Microsoft took a dip a little bit. Again, we see very positive performance for the year, almost 31%. Got a nominal yield that's pretty low, but again, you're getting much more out of the price appreciation than out of the nominal yield on that one. If we look at its dividends, I think it pays quarterly. Last quarter was 3 cents, 3 cents, so very small dividend. So again, maybe one that you're buying more for price appreciation than a dividend payment, and the dividend payment is somewhat of a bonus. So thank you again, RT, for sharing SCHG for us. And again, you can keep an eye on that, track that one now, along with the others in our dividend payers, main dividend payer sheet. The second one I heard about this week that I added to the main sheet to check out is SPY-T. So let's look at SPY-T. I'll go to FinViz and we can see what the name of it is, etc. So this is a Defiance Target Income ETF. You can see it's been pretty flat. I believe this is one of the covered calls type strategies. You see it's a monthly dividend payer, so looks like that was a special dividend in December, 33 cents on a monthly basis. See, it also dipped in August when we had that yen carry trade, mild short panic, and then it's rebounded kind of to its flat line. I think it's relatively new. Yeah, it's only been around since looks like January or so of last year. See, it is optionable. It's got a nominal yield of about 15%. Don't have even a whole year's worth of performance. So the last half year was about 1%. So if we go to our dividend payers Google Sheet, now again, you can find that information in our dividend payers Google Sheet. So you can see it's got a total return still of about 16%, so that's pretty good. Currently it's at 19, support at about 1830. You can see again, it's relatively stable. See, it's got calls on the SPY for, it's got a couple calls. So this is a covered call strategy on the SPY. Look at its definition. Exposure to the S&P 500. Trying to get credit spread. So yeah, this is a covered call option strategy to get you that monthly dividend. If we compare that to just the SPY, however, you can see just the SPY has a total return of 20%. So the SPY has been just trending upward, whereas the SPY T is pretty much flat. So if you're looking for a monthly dividend payer with some just basic stability, you might be interested in the SPY T. But again, it looks like you're missing out on, the SPY has grown significantly. So you got significant more price appreciation in the SPY. So again, comparing the total returns of SPY to SPY T, just SPY has better total return than again that SPY T. SPY just pays quarterly, SPY T pays monthly. So if you really want that monthly dividend, again, it does look pretty stable. But again, we don't have history when the market and when the SPY has declined. So we don't know how this SPY T is going to perform if the SPY trends down for an extended period of time. So that might be a risk with SPY T. So if any of you have traded SPY T before, please share with us your experience. What do you think of SPY T? Do you like it? How do you like it compared to just SPY? And why or why not would you prefer SPY T to SPY? Please let us know in the comments to this video or in our Discord. Love to hear your feedback. Okay, let me check the chat, see if anybody else has any other dividend payers you want to look at, and we can continue. So again, I don't have any other dividend payers offhand that looked all that attractive. See, IEF maybe somewhat attractive. IEI we've talked about. Gold on gold. Talked about MJ on cannabis. NEP, again, just be warned, NEP, Next-Era Energy, again, they changed their name. They've also discontinued their dividend going forward. So right now, that dividend information will not be accurate going forward as it's been discontinued. So just be aware of NEPs no longer paying a dividend at this time, as a very negative total return. So again, just be aware of that. If you're looking for a rebound in NEP due to price appreciation, that might be an opportunity. But again, we can't count on their dividend going forward as it's been discontinued. NVDY, we talked about some of these closed-end bond funds, and with stable interest rates, those might be attractive. Pfizer, etc. We talked about QQQY versus QQQ last week or past couple weeks. STM, again, more for price appreciation than dividend payer. TLTs, Treasury swinging back up. Okay, I'll keep an eye on the chat. If anyone else has additional dividend payers you want to take a look at, if I missed your ticker, please throw those up. We'll continue. Let's go on to our options. Just a quick reminder, if you'd like us to do research on an additional dividend payer, please let us know. Put it in the comments to any of our videos or contact us in our Discord. Our Discord is free to join. With the exception of the few channels I mentioned, all the other channels are free to participate in. And again, tag us on our Discord. We're beachbumtrading.com, bum without the U, other characters, symbols, numbers, etc. Anyone else is an imposter, please ignore and report them. Again, you can find a free invite to our Discord in the description box below. So again, if you'd like us to look at any other dividend payers, do the research for potential addition to our dividend payers Google Sheet, let us know in the comments to a video or in our Discord. Also, we've got a whole series of videos on how you can use our dividend payers to find the best dividend paying stocks, create your own schedule of dividend payers, and you can access that series of videos via the link in our notes. In addition to dividend payers, we use several option strategies to also generate income while we wait for our swing trading stocks to set up. The first strategy is we sell covered calls against our positions and when our stocks are going up, and then buy them back when they're coming down. And we use our covered calls Google Sheet to identify, to do what if analysis on various covered call strategies on our stocks. And you can do likewise, use our covered calls Google Sheet to do what if analysis on selling covered calls on your positions. And you can get access to our covered calls Google Sheet by joining our Patreon. Got a whole series of videos on how you can use our covered calls Google Sheet to do what if analysis on your covered call strategies. You can access all those videos via the bonus links in the notes. I don't have any changes to our covered calls Google Sheet for this week. You can see the analysis that I've been doing on our positions. Second strategy is we sell puts on stocks when they're going down, buy them back when they're coming back up. And we use our puts ROIC Google Sheet to identify opportunities to sell and buy back puts. Again, you can also use our puts ROIC Google Sheet to identify opportunities to sell and buy puts by joining our Patreon. So some updates to our puts ROIC Google Sheet. Again, I want to do some quick due diligence on NBIS. And we added NBIS to our research sheet at a $15 strike, February 21st expiration. So if we go to our research sheet, you'll find on NBIS, see currently it's about $32. So significantly higher than our strike price. We set that strike at 15. See the 52-week high premium on that's only 255. So that would give us only a very small ROIC right now. And at that 255 though, it would be a 7%, almost 8% ROIC. So if that premium does continue to go up, got a fair value significantly higher. Again, premiums right now, the VIX is pretty low, so premiums in general pretty low. It's only at 12 cents right now. But if it does spike up, if we get an increase in the VIX, that put might get attractive. We do some due diligence on NBIS. So this is Nebius Group, NV, so it's out of the Netherlands. It's a technology infrastructure company. You can see it had been as low as 10, almost 10, so it's 52-week low. It's at 14, so that's part of the reason I picked that 15 strike price. Has bounced up quite a bit since then, but it did drop on that. I believe that's the DeepSeek AI news. Look at what they do. They do infrastructure and services to AI builders. So this is a very AI related. Sounds like kind of similar to SMCI, but probably not with the accounting problems SMCI has. So AI-centric cloud platform, full stack infrastructure, large-scale GPU clusters. So again, a way to play the AI theme. Again, it is a foreign company out of the Netherlands. See, they are making money. Got a very high PE though. Debt's not bad. It is optionable. It is not currently shortable. There's some discrepancy between outstanding and float. Volume's not bad, 8 million volume. Performance for the year though has been negative, negative 52%. So it's performed negatively for the year. Reported again, foreign company. We're not getting any analyst expectations, but they did report positive EPS, positive revenue. I don't know what that correction is for. Looks like a possible correction. News, too expensive. This looks like Kramer may have made a negative comment. Got their income, so their net income, they had a negative quarter. So it was positive, dropped negative. EPS dropped negative. Again, the past couple years, so it's been their income's been declining. EPS looks like it's been declining. So let's see if we can get any chart-no information at NBIS. Quick reminder, you can access our tools and resources we typically use in the link section on our homepage. Our homepage is beachbumtrading.com. Without the U. So let's see if we can get chart-no information on NBIS. There's basic sector information. Let's see if we can get fundamentals. So it's got a 4 out of 10. So a little bit poor. Looks like the health is pretty good. Valuation's pretty low. Profitability somewhat low. Return on assets pretty low. So the health is good. ROIC is good. Altman Z is good, so not a risk of insolvency, bankruptcy. Look at their technicals. 5 out of 10, so in kind of average in the middle. Current setup, 4 out of 10. So again, looks like a potential good play on AI. Got plenty of upside. Hasn't been around. It's been around for a while, so you can see significant potential upside in NBIS. Looks like they just had a real bad quarter, so if you think it's going to continue to recover, please let me know. What do you think of NBIS? Right now, again, we're just looking at selling puts on it. Looks pretty volatile. So this 10 level looks like a pretty good support level. So again, I'm more comfortable selling puts at 15. And if we got a sign, with a couple dollar leeway due to selling those puts, then we could take advantage of the potential upside if we did get a sign. or we can just sell and buy back puts on NBIS. So again, I'll be watching for opportunities to sell and buy back puts on NBIS using our puts ROIC Google Sheet. So again, let me know your thoughts on NBIS, Nebius Group, and NV. Do you think that's a good AI play? Do you think they'll continue to recover, turn back around? Please let us know in your comments and or in our Discord. Next one I added to our research sheet is STM. You just saw we watch STM in our dividend payers as well. So I wanted to look at potentially selling puts on STM. So I added the $15 strike for February. You can hear our previous due diligence discussions on STM via the link to the video in our notes. And then I also updated NEP, so Next Era Energy, again, they're Next Era Power. Again, they're changing their name. They're going to be changing their ticker. And they did, when they discontinued their dividend, it took a dump, as well as their earnings and uncertainty around their future. So I lowered that strike from 14 to 10. So again, more interested in scalping puts on Next Era than holding it for a dividend. Otherwise, I'm still watching, and I have a sellout on AHR, on Intel. Again, that had perked up, was over 5%, and then the VIX kind of collapsed again. Now it's kind of hovering right around 20. They are past earnings. It wasn't bad, I don't think. I think they're past earnings on the 31st. So again, earnings, we didn't get a dump on earnings. So again, I've still got to sell out. If it does dip, we'll pick up some shares in Intel using puts. Similarly, SOXL at 25, UBXY at 17. Isn't a whole lot else that's terribly attractive. Again, VIX kind of collapsed after spiking up on that DeepSeek AI news. Didn't get as big a spike on the tariff news yet. Maybe we'll get some more volatility early this week. Still do have a sellout on Celsius at 25. It's below that strike price. Premium right now is only 3%. I've got a sellout at 315 for 9%. ON, another semiconductor, again, currently only 3%, and that's at 242. It would be still under 4%. Sam Adams, pretty low ROIC. SLP right now, not a whole lot of volume in those puts. Here's the STM at 20, so it's only got a 74-cent 52-week high. So that only gives us 3% ROIC, so not very attractive right now. Still got a sellout on Shutterstock, but it's bounced back up, so premium's pretty low on that right now. So RT's talking about charts for SOXS, SOXL. So again, I've got a sellout on puts at 25 for SOXL. Again, remember the SOXS is going to deteriorate just because it's a leveraged ETF over time. So as that chops around, SOXS is going to deteriorate. SOXL potentially some too. But that would be an advantage to selling puts on SOXL. Just be careful with SOXS. Again, I would use SOXL for puts for longing semiconductors, SOXS for shorting, etc. Okay, if you have any other stocks that you'd like us to do research on the puts, you let us know the symbols, the strike prices, the expiration. Can add those to our automated systems. It'll update our puts ROIC Google Sheet at the end of each day. can hear more about how you can use our puts ROIC Google Sheet. We have the link to the series of videos in the notes titled Option Strategies for Beginners with Examples. We also have a whole playlist of videos on how you can make money trading options that you can access via the link in the notes and also on our YouTube channel. Let me grab a quick comment and a quick drink, and then I had a request to do a follow-up due diligence on NMG Novu Mondi Graphite. Welcome, Sydney Osborne. Thank you for joining us if I missed you before. Okay, one of our viewers, Moonman2216, asked in a comment on our previous video, is Novu Mondi Graphite NMG a good stock to buy now? What are our thoughts now on any update? They've secured some investing and a massive government credit. Looks good for this company. Let me know. So we also had done and recently released a update on our due diligence on NMG Novu Mondi Graphite that you can access via the link to the note in the notes. But let's take a look at NMG again. So again, here's NMG Novu Mondi Graphite. You see it has recently popped up back in December. Looks like it hit this resistance point on 230. Looks like it's testing that resistance point right now. Looks like their previous earnings in November, so they've lost less than expected, had no revenue. Previously, again, they lost less than expected, no revenue. So they are losing money. They have pretty light cash, so that may be a concern. This one might be worth doing the quarter's cash flow positive on. We can see it's optionable. Some debt, not too bad. A significant discrepancy between their outstanding and their float. So potential offering. You want to see if they have a shelf offering sitting out there. Don't want to get stuck with an offering and have it drop. Performance was negative for the year. Look at the news. Closing an aggregate 15 million private placement. So they got a private placement. That was a drop, potentially issuing shares there. Got a contract. So that was positive, got a 10% bump. So looks like if you get these catalysts, contracts, etc., loses 12% in 4 weeks. Possible trend reversal. So again, on their earnings, announcements of contracts, etc., you get some volatility. Again, they do green battery anode material, so the graphite company. They're based in Canada, so with the Trump tariffs on Canada, this might be negatively impacted by those tariffs on Canada. So again, now it's an option. There's another company, WWR Westwater, that also produces graphite, and their plant, I think, is based in Alabama. Just full disclosure, we've been long WWR for a long time. Again, with NMG, again, the fact they're in Canada with tariffs on Canada might be an issue. And they've been losing money. Still losing money. I would be concerned at their cash position. So probably worth doing a quarter's cash flow positive on them. Also, I would be concerned about their fact that they're in Canada and the impact of the Trump tariffs on Canada right now. So again, the concept for EVs, graphite or EV batteries, also again a little bit out of favor now with the Trump dropping some of the credits on EVs, and again the fact they're in Canada. So again, NMG, we like it, the concept back when EVs were in favor, etc. You can again hear a previous analysis on NMG via the links to the previous videos and the notes. Let's see if I can look at it in chart and know very quickly as well. This might show us what their fundamental position is. Look at the fundamentals. So 1 out of 10, pretty poor. All the health is just 2. Profitability is poor. Return on assets is negative. Health, poor. Altman Z 0.79. Distress zone, risk of bankruptcy. So again, high risk, they're going to have to raise more capital, do stock offerings, increase their debt. Their debt isn't very high right now, but they're going to have to do something to raise some cash as they're losing money and running out of cash. So again, right now I would stay away from NMG at this time. After they do their offerings, at a cheaper price, might become more attractive again. If sentiment on EVs improves, again, might be more attractive. And again, I would want to hear the potential impact of those Trump tariffs on this Canadian graphite company. So I hope that all helps. Again, the rest of you, please let me know your thoughts on NMG, their risk of offering. Do you think this recent investments, government credits help them? Do you think this will recover? Do you think the Trump tariffs on Canada will negatively impact them? Please let us know your thoughts, and let's help our fellow BeachBum trader, Moonman 2216, with NMG. So again, let me know what you think of all this. I hope that all helps. Again, if anyone else has another stock you want us to take a look at for our live streams or another video, please put it in the comments to any of our videos or contact us again in our Discord. We hope that you like this content. We'd greatly appreciate it if you'd smash the like button. Help us try to get the YouTube algorithm to someday show us some love and share our content with more traders around the world. Also, we'd love it if you directly share our content, repost it on your social media sites, etc. Invite your fellow traders to join us in the live chats or our live streams. Join us in our free Discord, etc. And we'd love your feedback on what we can do to continue to improve our weekly trading game plans, any of our videos, our tools, our Google Sheets, our community, etc. We really need your feedback on what you'd like to see more of, less of, what can we do to add more value for all of our BeachBum traders. So thank you again to everyone that joined us in the chat, everyone that's watching after the fact. And we hope to see you back again next week for our weekly trading game plan for the following week. At 10 a.m. on Saturday for part 1, 10 a.m. on Sunday for part 2. And again, good luck and have a great trading week.